What can you achieve with 300 seconds? Or 5 minutes, as it is more commonly known. You could make yourself a lovely brew. You could fold the washing. Or you could even, and dare I say this, you could wash the pots that you left in the sink for somebody else to do. For most people, 5 minutes is gone in a flash. But for gamers, well, 5 minutes is an unspecified amount of time that can extend into the long hours of the night before crawling its way into the dawn of a new day. But you see, it's a universal law amongst all gamers that 5 more minutes means, well, whatever the hell you want. If you had a plan with the gamer and they tell you there'll just be 5 more minutes, you might as well make yourself a date with Netflix for the evening and wait until they emerge feeling shamed yet victorious for what they have achieved. With that in mind, my name is Anos, and please join me as we explore the games that can enable that fabled just 5 more minutes. Let's start our list with the big one, and by big one, I mean making the mountain from Game of Thrones like a hobbit big. We're of course talking about Bethesda's behemoth that is Skyrim, or if you're feeling a bit more in touch with your tech than your trees, Fallout 4. No matter which one you choose, I can guarantee that you will spend hours, nay, days, no, months even, hammering away at the quests, exploring the world, bellowing people off mountaintops and food off tables, or sending a barrage of mini nuclear bombs at poor innocent bystanders. Whatever your choice, you will always have something to do in Bethesda's playground, and that is exactly the point. You may have spent several hours finishing that one big quest, or collecting the resources you need to expand your settlement. You may stumble upon an item from a fetch quest, and you feel obliged to return this cherished item to its rightful owner, or a huge dragon may suddenly appear, filling the air with a burning desire to melt your flesh. Either way, before you know it, you've dived headfirst into another adventure or 7, and those 5 minutes have turned into several hours of sheer joy. Totally worth the lack of sleep, if you ask me. Unless you happen to hear those cursed words. On the topic of games that give you freedom to experiment and do whatever the hell it is that you want to do, how about Grand Theft Auto? Take the ridiculously successful Grand Theft Auto 5 for example. You've completed a few story missions, and you're ready to head out for the evening, but your partner isn't quite ready yet. Well, 5 more minutes won't hurt. Let's just have a quick play around. And before you know it, you're smack bang in the middle of a 5-star wanted level, being hunted down by all the might that the virtual world can throw at you. Cop cars go screeching past as you slickly outsmart them, and their roadblocks, the military are hot on your tail. But you knew better, and a smartly timed explosion from some C4 clears the way for you to escape and slam that trigger down, burning virtual rubber as you speed away. And all this is without even mentioning the endless hours you can spend on GTA Online. Another group of games with devilishly good and addicting online play is any of the most popular first-person shooters, whether it be Call of Duty, Battlefield, Battlefront, Destiny, Overwatch, or anything else competitive for that matter. You know you have been in the following situation. It's getting late, and you need to get some much-needed beauty sleep, but you've just played one of the best matches that you can remember. The team played well, your kill death ratio or objective time was through the roof. You don't want to end this momentum, you don't want it to fade, so you make the decision. Just 5 more minutes. What harm is one more match going to do? And then one of two things happens, but with the same result. You either A, completely destroy the other team, decide to keep this winning spree going, or B, you get utterly destroyed and can't face ending your evening on a loss, and you just have to get in 5 more minutes to end on a sweet, sweet victory. From here, you just end up getting into an endless loop of soaring victories and crushing defeats, neither one resulting in you heading off to get that much needed beauty sleep that you need. But as Mercy would say, heroes never sleep. From online play to a beautiful, living, breathing world in the form of The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. This game often teases you much in the way that Fallout 4 and Skyrim do, with the promise of completing a quest line or discovering something new in the distance and the urge of having to go over and see exactly what it is. What gets me with this game now is the fact that it's just so easy to pick up and play the game from anywhere. Waiting to go out? Boot up the Switch. Food order taking too long? Boot up the Switch. Date yelling at you for not paying any attention to them? Load up the Switch. Crying at home all alone as you don't understand why none of your dates ever work out? Boot up the Switch. The thing with the Switch is that it's just so damn portable. It's all too easy to find yourself booting up so you can just roam the fields of Hyrule for the fabled 5 more minutes, only to hear the sound of an undiscovered shrine nearby teasing you, resulting in you hunting down the shrine. And some of them can be quite sneaky and require some work to get to them. And then not only that, but once the shrine is discovered, you can't just leave it there. No! You must enter the shrine and deal with whatever challenge awaits you. Then the whole process starts all over again. Speaking of large, expansive worlds, that brings me to the next game on our list. Well, two to be exact. And although they are both slightly different and unique, they both fill you with the same feeling of needing to complete your action or project before you can leave. These games are of course Minecraft and Stardew Valley. But now you may be thinking,
but Xanos, both these games are completely unique to each other and shouldn't be dumped together because of a similar art style and because you have a weird thing with numbers and it would cause you physical pain to have a list with 9 entries.
To which I say, it's not because of the art style and... yeah, you got me there. Anyway, I haven't put these two fantastic games together because they both have a pixel art style. No, it's because, like I said, both of these games can leave you with the feeling of needing to complete whatever task that you have started, though in slightly different ways. Minecraft's is much more obvious. You start building a house, but before you are finished, it's time to go and do something in the real world. Curse you, adult responsibilities! Curse you! But as you're an adult, you decide that you can spare 5 more minutes to quickly slap this bad boy together, and before you know it, your house is finished. But wait, there's no garden. And we need a driveway. And well, there's no point in building a driveway unless we have a garage, but why don't we convert the garage into a new room? More to that, we could build an extension onto the entire house! But now the roof is out of sorts, and we can't just go ahead and leave it unfinished. Before you realise you've created a castle that even the Queen would be envious of. But now you no longer have gainful employment. Worth it, if you ask me. But it's this needing to complete tasks that Minecraft shares with Stardew Valley. The clever saving system in Stardew Valley means that the game will only save your progress upon climbing into your pixelated bed at night. Ironically, this is the very thing that the game is preventing me from doing in real life. But regardless, this system means that if you decide to peek outside once you have woken, and let's be honest, muscle memory kicks in, and you're out that door before you realise, and you are greeted with a decision. Do you go and harvest the crops that are now ready to be harvested? And then, seeing as you need to make a full day out of it, you go and buy some more plants and plant some more crops. Water the others, feed your chickens, milk the cows, do some fishing, chop down some more trees, smash some rocks, explore the mine before returning to bed to save the game, to repeat the endless process all over again. Or do you simply ignore all of these yummy, satisfying temptations and turn off the game? Don't tell me yet. Just give me 5 more minutes to quickly harvest these crops. Tell you what. Whilst I harvest my crops, how about you have a quick game of Rocket League? Oh, what's that? You just had an amazing run of victories, but now it's time to go and do some real-world stuff? Well, how about we just give it 5 more minutes? You can squeeze in one more victory, can't you? Much like the first-person shooters mentioned previously on this list.
Previously on this very list!
Call of Duty, Battlefield, Battlefront, Destiny, Overwatch, or anything else competitive for that matter.
And now,
Rocket League can throw you into an endless, just one more game loop, whereby you win the match and wish to carry on the momentum, or you lose, but refuse outright to leave your game on a loss. Either way, you'll be spending much more time with your rocket-powered cars than you realise, while your real-life car is declared unfit for road due to neglectful ownership. Speaking of neglecting cars, Street Fighter always had a thing for abusing our noble 4-wheeled steeds, and also abusing the time-bending powers of the magic 5 more minutes. Much like the other competitive games on this list, you become satisfied with every victory you achieve, and you feel that you must continue this winning streak for as long as you can. A loss is simply not acceptable, and you have to continue until you win again. This isn't exclusive to just Street Fighter though. Swap out this game for Tekken, Marvel vs Capcom, Injustice, or Mortal Kombat. Any other game where you are able to quickly turn someone's face to mush, and you will soon find your hours morphing into one blur as time slips by you unnoticed as you fight your way to an eternal victory! And the final entry on our list is a very personal one for me, and that's The Sims. Don't worry though, the irony of wasting my life playing a game where you simulate having a life is not lost on me at all. The Sims is a simple yet brilliant concept. Let your Sims live in pretty much any way that you want. I began to obsess over every aspect of my Sims life. Career, family, home, health, everything that I now neglect was what I was obsessed over in The Sims. I would spend literal hours making my Sims be more attractive, get fitter, train up the right skills for their dream job. I would ensure that they went to work every day to earn that pay rise so that we could afford to buy the nicest items and build that extension so the virtual Xanos and his wife could woohoo away and create their own virtual children. I would hear my mum in real life telling me to go out and play outside with the neighbours' kids or my little brother, but my Sims child was ready for university And now I had to make sure that he did well, so he got A's and was prepared for the real world in Sims, and he could grow up to marry his childhood sweetheart. My dad would eventually come upstairs and say, "Come on now, don't you think it's time to come off that?" And I would always utter those magical words to him. Just 5 more minutes. Well, that was our list of games that are the biggest enablers of the fabled 5 more minute rule. Are there any games that we've missed from the list, or any games that you just cannot tear yourself away from, no matter how hard you try? My name was Xenos. Please add your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. You can join me on social media on Twitter and Instagram, and the handles that are on screen. And if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now, if you don't mind, I better go and edit this video together. But before I do, I'm just going to dive back into Hyrule. Just give me 5 more minutes.